Okay, welcome back. Last time we made our way through Glacier Park, defeated won on all the tracks, and defeated Komodo Joe to win our third key. And now today we enter Citadel City, and we will be finishing off the main story of the game. Well, the main bit of the story. Then in the next episode from there, we'll be going back through everything. We'll be starting to go back through to get all the CTR tokens and all the relics. Like from there. And, well, we're starting today with Engine Labs. Also, from here on out, I like all of the tracks, but I'm also probably going to be a little less, I'm probably going to just play them out instead of actually just going and giving them ridiculous head starts. You know, I gave them 40 seconds on Polar Pass. I think that was enough, you know? I mean, I say that the boss will be getting a head start, you know? I've given the other bosses the same courtesy, so, you know, that's fine. I gave the other bosses the same courtesy, so it would be impolite and unfair if I didn't give the boss of this area the same common courtesy. Can I make that jump? Yes, I can. Fantastic. Now with that, I messed that up. Either way, I'm fine. Either way, I am far enough ahead that it doesn't really make all that much of a difference. However, you can already tell that the difficulty has ramped up at least just a little bit, because, well, look how close they are in comparison to where they were in the last episode. Well, like, I'm still, you know, front-running by quite a bit, but they are much, much closer than they were. Also, 10 out of 10, this is just, I will say, I do really like these tracks. I mean, to be fair, I like this entire game. Like, there are 18 total tracks in this game. I think I like probably 17 of them, maybe 16. Like, on a really bad day, probably like 14. But even so, that is still a ridiculous amount of tracks. Well, not a ridiculous amount. On the PS1, having 18 tracks was a lot, I think. Which also is kind of sad to think about, because Mario Kart Double Dash would come out, you know, a little while later. I think it was like 2 or 3 years later, and only had 16 courses. However, at the same time, Double Dash has some fantastic ones, so I'm not really going to complain. Also, I know I've mentioned it a good few times in this playthrough, but the remake of this game, in addition to its amazing post-launch support, also included every track from Crash Nitro Kart, which was this game's sequel that came out in, I want to say it came out in like 2002, 2003, and yeah, I don't know. What's weird is, in the remake, I really liked a lot of those tracks, but I own Crash Nitro Kart, and I really don't like it very much. Also, why did it say I was in second when Pura was like Pura is the kind of purpley one that is way at the back. Oh, that was the last lap? Wow, that kind of just flew by. Okay. Yeah, well, I'm doing well today, so, yeah, won that one, didn't even know it was the last lap. Hadn't been paying attention. So with that, we, you know, we go up here, and as you can see, we have Cool Zeppelin, or Blimp, or whatever you want to call it, in the background. Polar takes second, Engine takes third, and now we got a really cool little bit, because, also we can see just there, that our area boss here is going to be Pinstripe. So now, let's have a quick little drift all the way down here. Well, I'll spin out by the time I get to the bottom, no? Also, I like the little detail of how you have the stained glass windows here with the bosses. So you have Trophy, Engine, Cortex, Tiny Tiger, and Dingodile, and I completely just accidentally went in there. Either way, on to Cortex Castle we go. And you know how back in the second episode I mentioned about braking and how it really helped me on one of the courses? This was that course. And I'll probably show why in just a moment. Also, this is another course that I was always very fond of. Also, there are giant spiders on this track, but I don't think it really... But, like, I think they're cartoony enough that I probably don't really need to put much of a warning on about them. Also, thanks Cortex, thanks for killing some of my momentum, but whatever. 1, 2, get out my way, lads. Now, we just jump, we spin, and hey Coco, out my way. And, yeah, I am now in the lead, and also my lead is about to, my lead is about to get a bit larger if I don't mess this up. Because that is a nice little shortcut, which can save you, I don't know exactly how long it saves. And also those spiders will alternate, one will go up as the other comes down. And so basically, you know, you can just kind of navigate around and dodge them. So now, as long as I dodge the spiders, I think I'm okay. And that... Okay, I lost a bit of my speed there, but I think we're okay. But yeah, this is honestly a course that I remember having difficulty with as a kid. However, it is one that over many, many years I got a lot more confident with it, as you can probably tell by my now borderline insurmountable lead. To that's messed up. I messed it up, but you know what? I saved it. We still make the jump, and we are in the clear. So yeah, I don't know what my lead is currently looking like in terms of just raw numbers, but yeah, I don't think there's really much cause for concern here. And obviously this is Cortex's track. And from here on out, it is boss tracks all the way after this one. So basically we will have 4 more races in this episode, which will quite seriously be Pinstripe's track, Oxide's track, back to Pinstripe's track to race Pinstripe, then back to Oxide's track to race Oxide, and that will be the remainder of this episode. Also, I kind of unintentionally slowed down there. I'm not exactly happy about that, but you know what? I guess we can just pick up the pace a little bit in this home stretch, huh? So I'm gonna aim. Actually, I don't know what Oxide... I don't know what the dev... Oh, I messed that up. But you know what? That's still sub 240. I'll take that. Sub 240 on Cortex Castle. I'm more than happy with that. Like, I don't know what the actual dev times are off the top of my head, but I feel like that must have been pretty close to it, if nothing else. So Engine takes second, Pura takes third, and we can now head on up to the Hot Air Skyway. And I'll be honest, Hot Air Skyway was a track that I hated as a kid. Also, I just dropped my phone. But yeah, I hated Hot Air Skyway as a kid. Now that I've, you know, grown and learned and become more cultured, yeah, I love Hot Air Skyway. It's one of my favorite tracks in the game. So, hopefully I don't mess this one up. I mean, realistically, I haven't messed any of the other ones up, so I should be okay. Okay, so, also, I'm not going to give the AI a head start on this one. Also, I think Oxide's time on this track is... Okay, Dingo Dial, I see how it is. And I am about to pull out in front, and I will hopefully never see any of these other people on the track for the remainder of the race. Cortex, what are you doing? Engine, what are you doing? Actually, I'm like 2 seconds behind where I would normally be now anyway. I think 18 seconds is normally where I get to that jump. Either way, honestly, you know what? I'm not going to get overconfident. I'm not going to go for the hubris plays. I'm just going to race as I would normally and probably win regardless, because, you know, yeah, that was overconfident on my part. But you know what? That's fine. And also, there's actually one really tight turn at the end of this course, which I'm actually about to come up on, and that I struggled with for years. I say that, hopefully I don't mess it up now. It wasn't exactly the most perfect run possible, but I'll take it. Okay, Dingo Dial, you can go out in front. So can you two. Off you go. Okay, I guess. Okay, I think the Vortex might actually just go for first place. It might just go for everyone. I could have sworn it ended at second for some reason. Oh well. Let's just keep going, and now I'm out in front. Honestly, I love this kind of just corkscrew downwards. It always just feels so satisfying to power slide around. And we are now comfortably out in front. Actually, I say that, Cortex is kind of gaining. He's kind of catching up. So let's hopefully not have to worry too much about old Dr. Neo Cortex, which I never understood the joke as a kid. I never understood that his name was Neo Cortex, and the joke was that he was a doctor, so he had a massive brain, and also just had a ridiculously massive head. Like that joke was lost to me as a kid. But hey, with that's the perfect run through there that I was talking about. I say as I completely missed the box that I wanted for the speed boost. Either way, I think I'm in a pretty solid position right about now. I say that, I'm not gonna manage. Yeah, I think I'll probably finish this at probably like 317 maybe? Like 317, 318? It'll definitely be sub 320. I know that much for certain. Which, honestly, as a kid, I would have been so happy with a 320. Like, 320 would have been an amazing time for me on Hot Air Skyway as a kid. Like, I remember this used to be just a track that I dreaded coming to. But no, now I am fully extremely confident in it. It has eventually become one of my favorites. And speaking of my favorites, Oxide Station is coming up next. And that one I'm a little less confident in, but mostly just for the second half. But either way, we take that in 318. So that is a nice win. And from here on out, we're kind of just going back and forth between the Hot Air Skyway and the Oxide Station. So, who came second and third that time? Cortex in second, Pula in third. Pula seems to have been in second or third a lot in this playthrough. You know what, I'm not going to complain about that, because I like Pula. Pula is a good egg. And with that, off we go, off towards the Oxide Station. So, now we have one race left before we've won every single trophy. Also, Nitro Court is down there, that's the last purple stage. So, Oxide Station is obviously Nitrous Oxide's home track. And obviously, that kinda means it's his home field advantage. And it's also kind of in space, as you may have been able to tell. So, I will say, I do love how... I do just like, oh, this is a track in space because it's cool. And also, you know, because the last boss is an alien, but whatever. Either way, we are now out in first, and I intend on keeping it that way, because realistically, unless I make a horrendous mistake, I'm probably not losing my lead. I mean, I say that, but there are a couple of sections on this track where I'm maybe a little less confident in, and I will probably lose a lot of my speed boosts. Not happy about that. I missed that, and I'm about to get hit. Yep, okay. Actually, this is fine, and because I can immediately grab that, and now I can make my big jump to there. I love these jumps. I love the just kind of slower pace to them. It's like they're huge jumps as you go through, as you just do a little bit in space. Like, it's so satisfying. 1, 2, and I just drifted right into that bomb. Okay, Purah, I see how it is. Also, Tiny is here. I guess Tiny and Purah are just... I mean, those two are always together in this. Like, genuinely, is this the Tiger Alliance? Either way, we are not really going to be having much difficulty here. Also, you know, I said that Tiny Arena was the longest track. I think Oxide Station... Okay, I think Tiny Arena is the longest track, but I think my lap times on Oxide Station will be longer because it's a harder track. Also, yeah, honestly, I really like this track, but I'm apparently a lot less good at it than I thought I was. Like, apparently my skill on this track has diminished a little bit further than I thought it had. Either way, I don't see myself losing. because realistically, I never see myself losing against the AI in this game. Insert Gojo nah I'd win.jpg. 10 out of 10. I haven't actually read Jujutsu Kaisen, but I've heard it has been maybe a little bit less amazing recently, but at the same time, I haven't been watching it or reading it, so I don't actually know. Oh, I mean, to be totally honest, I'll be honest, I watched the first couple of episodes of it, and said I'd get back to it, never got back to it. It's, I don't know, like, I know that it's really good, but also, like, man, can Mappa, like, please fix some of their, like, working conditions, please? Because, man, I know that a lot of people will just be like, well, no, just make the anime good. It's like, conditions for people are important, you know? Anyway, enough of me rambling about that for now. Let's just finish this race. Also, while I went on that ramble and said, nah, I'd win, I am now significantly ahead of everyone else. So you know what? I think I quite literally did just go, oh, nah, I'd win, actually. And you know what? Here we are. Because, honestly, I think this is an insurmountable lead. And, honestly, well, I say bring on the final bosses. Because I am ready for them. I mean, I say that, but, you know, I do have a couple of other things left to do. So, 340.9. Not exactly the fastest run through the Oxide station in the world, but now we can head on over back to the Hot Air Skyway and race Pinstripe. Okay, so we got the all orange top 3: Crash Bandicoot, Purah, and Tiny Tiger, the Bandicoot Tiger Alliance, and with that, let's see what Pinstripe has to say.
You call that racing? Forget about it. If you's gonna face Oxide, you's gonna have to get past me first. I'm the speed champion here, and I'm gonna save the world. For a sizable fee, of course.
Okay, off we go. To race Pinstripe. And much like with all the other bosses, I'm going to be kind, I'm going to be generous, I'm going to give him his 15-second head start. And honestly, this is probably the most dangerous one for me to do that on, partially because it's on Hot Air Skyway, and partially because Pinstripe likes to throw bombs. But we'll see about that when, when we have to catch up to him. Hopefully this won't be too tough, but honestly, dodging him can be a little bit of a pain. There's 15, off we go. So, we gave him a head start. So normally in 18 seconds from the start of the lap, 18 seconds from the start of the lap is usually when I kind of get to the bottom of this big spiral. So let's see if we can catch up to him sooner rather than later. Okay, I'm currently at 50. Yeah, actually, I think I'm like a second behind where I would normally be already. However, he's now in my line of sight, so yeah, I'm no longer all that worried about this. So yeah, I gave him his 15 seconds, and, well, he didn't... Nope. I gave him his 15 seconds, and credit to him, he didn't really do anything with them. But hey, let's see if I can actually get past him. Honestly, saved it. Honestly, that bit was a nightmare for me as a kid. Like, that was a little section I was always worried about being right behind him on. Okay, that's probably about as bad as that could have possibly been. Either way, you know what? He's in line of sight. He's very close. As long as I don't get hit. If I get hit one more time, I'm firing this missile at him. I mean, realistically, I should just fire the missile. I gave the other bosses the missiles. Actually, I don't think I gave Ripper the missiles. Either way, well, I was gonna say I'm ahead now, but apparently I'm not. On the plus side, though, no! That was so close. I genuinely thought I hadn't made that jump. Like, I was very worried that jump hadn't quite landed. Either way, I'm now ahead, and for some reason, Pinstripe can't throw bombs in front of him. So, like, yeah, for some reason, the bosses can't throw anything in front of them. So now that I'm ahead, I basically just have an insurmountable lead. I have to make a mistake to not win, pretty much. So pretty much, unless I fall off the track, he can't get past me again. And because he won't have any items to hit me with. So any boxes he hits is ultimately for nothing. Okay, so we head on into the final lap, and I can hopefully hit this box and grab my speed boost again. Fantastic. Now, let's finish this.
Yeah, right.
Because we have one lap left, and I just want to open up as much of a lead as I can, partially for ego, partially for, you know, just being able to claim I had a pretty substantial win. Also, after playing this, after going back to the original version after the remake, honestly, the amount of little details and things they added to all the tracks in the remake are really fun. Hello? That's a new one. Did he bowl that bomb like off the previous ridge or something? Okay, credit to him. Credit to him. That's a new one. I've never seen him do that before. Unfortunately for Mr. Potoru? I think it's Potoru. I don't actually remember. Either way, that is Pinstripe down. Nice, clean, pretty easy win. And now we can go and have 2 conversations with bosses back to back as we prepare for the final race. Okay, I say as I prepare for the final race, because you may notice, we're now back in the Gemstone Valley. We aren't in the Citadel City one. Because now, well, yeah. Wait. Is he just shaking his gun because he's out of ammo? I know if he wins, he's shooting in the air, so I assume he must be out of ammo or something. Anyway, so we're back in the Gemstone Valley, because now, it's time for another boss.
So, yous beat me fair and square. I doubt you'll be as lucky with Oxide. Here's a key for your troubles. Oh, brother.
Well, the little terror vermin has finally collected all the trophies to become world champion. What took you so long? Now we prove who the fastest driver really is.
Okay, so, off we go to challenge Nitrous Oxide. Him? Her? It? Whatever Oxide is. Now we get to go race Oxide. On the Oxide station. And you know what? I'm nothing if not fair. Oxide can have a 15-second head start. Also, Oxide takes a head start regardless. So, I will give... Well, Oxide can still have their 15 seconds because I am nothing if not fair. I am nothing if not fair. And so, off we go. Final race. I say that, we do have, like, all the CTR tokens left to get and everything. So, basically, well, that's a new one. That is definitely a new one. So I now need to make up about 22, 23 seconds here. So I am going to allow myself items for this, because you know what? If he's cheating, so am I. Because, well, basically, Oxide is a giant cheater, as you could see by him taking a head start. He went on the 3rd red light before the green, so, yeah, he went before the race officially started. So, let's, out-cheat him. And by out-cheat him, I mean just out-race him, because we're gonna be gaming. I mean, obviously, he is still quite far ahead, but, we'll get there. I have time to catch up. It'll probably be very close. Like, I'll probably get to him on the... Actually, no, wait. He appears to be slowing down. Either that or I'm going faster. Either way, wait, is he in line of sight already? He's in line of sight already. Okay, I hit that and get slowed down. Oh, also, if you have an item when you get hit by a red thing, it will actually it will re-randomize what item you have. Okay, you know what? I gave him this 15 seconds, and he really didn't seem to be all that interested in using it, huh? I mean, actually, if anything, I gave him closer to 20, because he got... Nope. Yeah, if anything, it was closer to 20 seconds. Also, Oxide is different to every other racer for another reason. And this missile will show you what it is. If it hits it. If it hits it. If it hits it. Because he doesn't get completely stopped. He just kind of spins out for a second. Also, as you can see, getting hit by that red one really slows you down a lot. However, let's just hit him. Also, 10 out of 10, using those missiles there didn't actually do anything. However, unfortunately for Oxide here, okay, I can just hit him with this. And we are now in the lead. And much like every other boss in the game, Oxide has nothing he can do to stop us here. Okay, that was actually a pretty okay use of air brick drifting, I suppose. I don't even know what combination of words that was. Either way, we can just keep going. And, yeah. I do like how all the bosses have, like, their super overconfident, general boss dialogue. But it's like, my guy, you're losing. Like, you are losing, like, visibly. Like, we see you on the map, you are behind me. There are 2 people on this track, and you are in 2nd place. But yeah, so, well, this is not going to actually be the end of the game, obviously, because I still have all the CTR tokens left to win, all the relics left to win, and, well, after we get all the relics, Oxide is gonna want a rematch. Just to prove who truly is the fastest. And therefore, we aren't gonna be quite done with the game just yet. However, we'll see how it all goes, because I'll be totally honest, I'm pretty confident in saying that my odds of winning here are locked in as, you know, guaranteed win. So, and, as I said in the first episode, if I lose one race, I start the whole series over. However, well, for this one, we don't need to worry about that. Because that is all trophy races and boss races for the initial game complete. Also, I'll be totally honest, I've knocked out this entire game so far in one recording session. Like, I've done this in like an hour and a bit. So, yeah. Also, as you can see, Oxide is very clearly not very happy about losing, but you know what? That's their fault. Now let's watch the end cutscene. Well, the first kind of end cutscene, but we will see in just a bit.
I can't believe you beat me! I never lose! How embarrassing! I'll be the laughingstock of all Gasmoxia! Fine! Your miserable planet stays gushy and green. At least you still haven't gathered all my time relics. Until you've collected all of those and raced me again, you'll never be able to claim you are the fastest. This won't be the last time you'll face nitrous oxide. We will meet again.
I mean, he says that, but it's like, I don't know, man. My objective is complete. Like, Earth is safe. Also, I'm just gonna skip the credits for now, and I'll let the credits roll when I, you know, finish everything with the 100% completion. But we'll be getting back into that next time. So, I'm going to end off today's episode here, and as always, feel free to leave a comment and click any buttons down below if you feel so inclined, and I will hopefully see you all next time for more Crash Team Racing. Okay, thanks for watching. Later.